Staying alive. Oh, wait. Alright, so today's remix, we're going to go ahead and break down DJ Khaled's Staying Alive with Drake and Lil Baby. So let's get to it. This one is set at 130 beats per minute and is recorded in E minor. Let's start off with the main sound over here. It sounds like this. Now that is a bounce down version of the original audio and is basically flipped and reversed. So the original sound sounds like this. So you got a pad. Chords are E minor to an F sharp minor down to a B minor. And then you got the coda over here. Plucky type of sound. And then if you bounce that in place and then you flip it and reverse it, you get this right over here. And to get that sort of granular, old, timely type of sound, I added in a couple of effects. So for this, I added in an instance of sampled, and it's getting downsampled here with element 1. Added in a little bit of noise, a little bit filter with some resonance, and you got that old timely sound. A little bit of EQ to take out some more of the lows, and that's pretty much the sound right there. So layered on top of that sound right there is a piano sound, and it sounds like this. Same chords are played, E minor, F sharp minor, B minor. And this is using Logic's Steinway Grand Piano over here. Now to get that unstable lo-fi piano sound, I used an instance of Logic's tape delay. So without it, it sounds like this. Doesn't have much character, but if you bring in a tape delay, you pull down the time, you pull down the feedback, you pull the wet 100%, pull the dry all the way down, and pull up your modulation to this setting right here, 1 Hertz on the rate and the intensity to about 30%. You get this unstable character to it. All right, so next up, if we move along in the track, we get the drums, and they sound like this. Very simple. We have ourselves a snare sound or like a rim shot. We have a 2-step hi-hat pattern. The hi-hat pattern does change up later on in the arrangement, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then we have the 808, same 808 throughout the entire track. And then once that 808 comes into play, we get another pad sound over here, and it sounds like this. So that was a bounce down region and then flipped and reversed as well. The original pad sound sounds like this. Same chords, E minor, F sharp minor, B minor. And for that, I'm using a preset in Logic Pro called Classic Brass Pad. And I basically just took off all of the effects that was on that preset, bounced that in place, flipped it, reversed it, and you get this sound right here. So just to show you how you would bounce down regions in Logic Pro, you would select your region that you want to bounce down, hit Control B, that will bounce it down in place. And then I just chop it on the chords. So I'm going to find my chords where they hit and chop it up on that. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and reverse it. So you select all those regions that you chopped up, hit your inspector tab over here and go to reverse, and you get that reverse sound. But but then you get a couple clicks and pops there. So what you do is you select all the regions and you just add in some fade on the top and bottom of each region. I like to set a number 5. It's enough to take away the pop but not take away the sound. And you got the reverse pad right there. And from there we have another bass comes into play over here. Just a nice clean bass. Here's the pattern right here. So for that, I'm using an instance of Logic's ES1 synthesizer. I'm using the deep bass preset. Nothing much was changed over here. Just to give it that gritty sound, I went ahead and added in some bit crusher. That's the default setting right there. I brought in a bit crusher to add in some noise. Just to give it more of an analog flavor, and then added in some overdrive to give it even more of that warmth. It gives it that warmth and a little bit more fatness to the sound. And then moving along in the arrangement, there's an interesting thing here that I found, you know, not many mixers would do this. They basically took that bass sound and the 808 and sort of played them at the same time. Typically you don't want to play two types of bass together because they clash. In the original track, in the actual mix down, it does sound like they're clashing a little bit as well, but I guess they like that sound. So to do that, I just basically play back the 808 and the bass together. But to just give it a little bit more separation from each other, I added in an instance of Duckout, which is a side chaining plugin. I called on the 808, and I'm using the One Hit Wonder punch preset, pulled it up to about 20% here. And every time the 808 will hit, the bass will sort of cut out just so that it's not clashing too much. I mean, it's still clashing because they're both basses, and I don't like to put bass on top of bass, but in the mix they did that, so I figured I'd include it on this arrangement here. Interesting decision idea over there. And then lastly, as promised, here is the switch up to the hi-hat pattern. It's nothing too crazy. You just get this roll right over here. Just switches it up ever so slightly. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a listen to everything together. All right, so right there is the remake to DJ Khaled's Staying Alive with Drake and Lil Baby. For Logic users out there, I will place the session down below this video, so if you do want to download it, link will be down below. I'll also include the playback to this one as well. That will be right below the video as well. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat, let's go and talk in the comment section below. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later. Peace.